From MTN News, you're watching Montana This Morning.
Montanans will see an increase in their natural gas bills in the coming months. I'm Caitlin Aguiles, and I'll let you know how much it's going up and why.
And the next big thing in Washington is a massive infrastructure bill coming up. Find out who is supporting the measure and how it might bring some major projects to Montana. Well, good Friday morning. It is just about 6:30 for you here. I'm Holly Brantley with Matt Elwell, and we are just excited about the start of spring, right?
We are. Chet taking the day off, enjoying this nice weather.
Of course he is.
Yeah, and he's been listening to the forecast. Temperatures are staying fairly mild. We do have the potential some showers, though, later today. Mainly dealing with daytime temperatures into the 50s. Very mild start, but we're already seeing some of that shower activity sneaking into the western part of the viewing area. The clouds right now are thin. If we see any at all, that's going to increase through the afternoon. Also, the wind on the increase, along with a few scattered rain showers as you head into the afternoon and evening. Could bring us some snow to the region as we head into the evening. We're going to break down your complete forecast. We'll talk about that on the Billion Auto Group Weather Patio in just a little bit.
Thank you, Matt. A skier is dead after an accident at Bridger Bowl. That tops your headlines this half hour. Robert Allen Erickson was skiing on Tuesday of this week when he fell. The 63-year-old sustained head trauma. He was taken to the Bozeman Health Deaconess Hospital and died from blunt force trauma of the neck. It's unclear whether he was wearing a helmet. Erickson lived in North Dakota. Meantime, your natural gas bill is going up. Northwestern Energy says it is increasing rates. MTN's Caitlin Aguiles finds out why and how much it's going to go up.
In February, negative temperatures stretched across Montana and the Midwest, causing Northwestern Energy to make additional natural gas purchases to keep up with customer demand.
After Montana's very, very cold temperature, right after that, there was actually a heating emergency in much of the Midwest, and natural gas prices were at unprecedented highs.
For the next 4 months, this high demand in natural gas use will be reflected on customers' bills. In customers' March bill, there will be a $10 increase. The April bill will see an additional $10 increase on top of the March increase. And in May, there will be a small increase, which is unknown at this time, but let's say it's $5. So in March, the average Montana natural gas customer's bill will be about $87.45. Add the $10 increase, the average becomes $97.45. In April, customers will pay around $107.45. In May, customers will pay around $112.45. And that's just the increase on the average number. It also depends on what appliances use natural gas and how many people are in the household using it, because everybody's energy use is different. Lack said that natural gas rates should return to normal by July. If customers need help paying their bills, Northwestern Energy offers programs to help.
We have budget billing, which evens out the amount that you pay every month, which is a nice way to fit that into your household budget. And there are some other options too. And so we really encourage people to reach out to us.
In Butte, Caitlin Aguiles, MTN News.
Another headlines: a massive lawsuit filed by 21 states, including Montana, against the Biden administration over the future of Keystone XL pipeline. The suit says stopping construction is unconstitutional. The lawsuit claims the power to regulate foreign and interstate commerce belongs to Congress, not the president. The lawsuit was filed in U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Texas. The northern part of the pipeline would start in Canada, cut through northeast Montana, and end in Nebraska. There's also a connect with the southern leg of the pipeline to the Gulf Coast. Opponents say the pipeline is bad for the environment. It's no secret our trains, roads, and bridges, even our water pipes, could use a makeover. The American Society of Engineers recently gave the U.S. a C- for infrastructure. But could big changes soon be on the horizon? Our Joe St. George walks us through the potential for a major infrastructure spending bill passing in Congress and what it would mean for not only your commute, but also your finances.
During the pandemic, you have seen crowding on buses. Like millions of Americans, Ronald Thompson does not own a car.
This is where it's like the busiest.
Most days, even in a pandemic, he finds himself boarding a bus.
There we go.
Only to then hop on a train. Mass transit, in his case, Washington, D.C.'s metro system, is crucial for just living.
A lot of folks who travel to and from work and to school rely upon public transit to get there.
We'll expect debates over trains, buses, streetcars, and yes, bridges and roads to take place in the coming weeks. That's because Congress is debating behind the scenes how to introduce a major infrastructure bill to address the rust that's accumulated across the U.S. According to the American Society of Civil Engineers, it's estimated a water main break happens every 2 minutes. 43% of America's roads are deemed in poor condition. There are over 46,000 structurally deficient bridges nationwide, just like this one we found less than a mile from the U.S. Capitol. How much is this costing you? Well, listen to Casey Dinges with the American Society of Civil Engineers talk about damage to vehicles.
So that's costing the average motorist in this country over $1,000 a year road conditions.
Some progressive Democrats want a comprehensive infrastructure package voted on by July 4th. Some moderate Democrats, though, are beginning to sound the alarm, concerned about spending trillions more after they just passed a massive stimulus bill. But one reason transportation advocates are optimistic is President Biden.
It is going to happen.
John Robert Smith is with Transportation for America and has been lobbying presidents for years. He believes the fact President Biden took Amtrak nearly every day for 36 years will be a key reason something changes, particularly when it comes to trains.
For passenger rail, we're so lucky to be working on the president's favorite project. Today, you cannot leave an economy marooned with only the personal automobile as the way to get in and out of the place where you live.
Some projects he believes could happen include new train routes from places like Colorado Springs to Denver, or from Bozeman to Billings in Montana. Mobile, Alabama to New Orleans in the South is even possible. As for Ronald, he just hopes Congress does something bold soon, beyond fixing a few potholes.
How do we fund the things that we know work?
In Washington, I'm Joe St. George.
More to follow on that for sure. Meantime, Bozeman Arts Live is an online music venue where residents and people around the world can enjoy Montana musical performances during COVID-19 for free. This Saturday, Baroque Music Montana and Intermountain Opera Bozeman are collaborating for the first time in decades to present Into the Light, a musical celebration of spring. Rehearsals and recordings of the performances were recorded at First Presbyterian Church and First Baptist Church in Bozeman. You can watch the broadcast of the performance Saturday, tomorrow at 7 p.m. at BozemanArtsLive.com.
On Bozeman Arts Live, we have, I think, 16,000 unique viewers have watched 60,000 programs, and the biggest success is that they donate through our virtual tip jar. And last year, we raised $13,000 and put it into the hands of musicians. So that was a huge gig for musicians when there wasn't a lot of other gigs going on.
Bozeman Arts Live continues to feature artists on their digital platform. Last year, they brought you Hawks Night Live online. Well, that's cool. Well, coming up here, vaccine passports are starting to be approved and used around the world. Coming up, learn how they work and how the passes still carry a lot of restrictions. But first, here's a look at what you'll see coming up at 7 on CBS.
Good morning. Ahead on CBS this morning, Dr. Anthony Fauci will talk about the latest information on COVID variants and vaccinations. Also, the uncertainties of the pandemic are adding to the stress of being pregnant. How vaccinating expectant mothers may also protect their babies. Plus, investigators still won't call the Atlanta spa shootings a hate crime, why victims of violence against Asian Americans are asking the president to help protect them. And the host of the popular podcast Still Processing will join us. We'll discuss the complexities of the N-word and how society should deal with people who use racist language. All that coming up when we see you at 7.